In the last lecture, we have talked about virulence and we have begun with discussing about the factors predisposing microbial pathogenicity or virulence. And you know very well, virulence is some total of few things from which the invasiveness and the adhesives we have discussed in the last lecture. Now, the next thing is toxins. Now, organisms or some pathogenic bacteria, they produce some type of poisonous substances which are called as toxins. These toxins basically are of two types, endotoxin and exotoxin. One by one, we will be discussing each. So, at first, exotoxins. What are exotoxins? Exotoxins are the proteinaceous substances which are secreted by the cell and excreted outside. So, in the medium where we cultivate the bacteria, exotoxins, they will be secreted outside, excreted outside. Secreted inside, excreted outside. And in the body of host where pathogen is multiplying, the toxin will be excreted outside and the toxin will give all typical clinical symptoms. So the very first thing of exotoxin is it is secreted inside and excreted outside the cell. Chemically, exotoxins are proteins and these proteins are heat labile, heat sensitive. As these exotoxins are secreted inside and excreted outside, they can be easily separated from cultures merely by filtration. If you filter, cells will be removed and the filtrate will have exotoxin. The action of exotoxin is highly specific, enzymatic, and it gives special typical pharmacological effects or clinical symptoms are shown or are given by the exotoxin. For example, the exotoxin secreted by the organism Vibrio cholera, which is responsible to cause epidemic cholera disease, enterotoxin, it gives typical clinical symptoms that rise from stools along with vomiting. Why this typical clinical symptom will be shown by the patient? It is the action, pharmacological action or a special enzymatic action of the enterotoxin where the enterotoxin activates, stimulates the enzyme adenylyl cyclase. So the effect action of exotoxin is enzymatic as well as it gives typical clinical symptoms. The same types of typical clinical symptoms are also observed in the infection by Clostridium tetani, the tetanotoxin. All exotoxins are strongly antigenic. Now in the second unit only we are going to discuss in detail about antigen and antibodies, but at this moment please try to get that antigens are those substances which when are parenterally injected into the body, they stimulate antibody production. So the substance which is antigenic, which is a strong antigen, it is also called as strongly immunogenic substance. So the exotoxins are strongly antigens, and as they are strongly antigenic, they are strong antigens, they can be easily neutralized by antibody. The antibody generally is referred against exotoxin is referred as antitoxin. These exotoxins can be toxoid. What is a toxoid? Exotoxin is having two components. The first component, which is responsible for toxigenicity, is called as toxophore, which is toxic. And the second component is called as toxoid. What is toxoid? Toxoid is that part of exotoxin which is tetanus toxoid, which is very commonly given after accidents, after wounds, injuries to the healthy individual. So this toxoid production is very important, especially with respect to tetanus, especially with respect to diphtheria. So exotoxins, they are having an important property that its toxic part can be removed and the remaining non-toxic part, which is immunogenic, can be used for vaccination purposes. Usually these exotoxins, they are produced by gram-positive organisms. There is one exception, Vibrio cholera, which is gram-negative bacteria, but it produces exotoxin, which is enterotoxin choleragen, and this is the exception. But besides that, usually gram-positive bacteria, say for example Clostridium, Staphylococcus, they produce exotoxins. The second type of toxin, which is produced again by bacteria, is endotoxin. Endotoxins, they are integral part of the cell wall, or we can say that they are component of the cell. Usually cell wall of gram-negative bacteria have this endotoxin. So these endotoxins, they compose the integral component of cell wall, and chemically they are protein polysaccharide lipid complex. So endotoxin is what? It is nothing but component of the cell wall, and as it is component of the cell wall, it will never excrete outside. When it will come out, it will come out only after cell lysis or death of the cell. Endotoxins, they never excrete outside. Hence, if you want to separate the endotoxin, at first cells are to be lysed, and then these cells, from these cells extract the endotoxin, it can be separated. These endotoxins are non-enzymatic in action, and usually all endotoxins, they exert a common pharmacological effect. Same type of effect. Salmonella typhi, E. coli, Shigella dysentery, Vibrio, all they have endotoxins and all they exert same type of effect. Endotoxic shock syndrome is endotoxic shock syndrome is a very rare phenomenon, but this may lead to death of the patient. The endotoxins, they are active only in large doses. Minute doses, they are not sufficient. See, for exotoxins, very minute dose is sufficient. 1 milligram of tetanus toxin or 1 milligram of botulinum toxin can kill 1 million guinea pigs. Approximately, it can be stated that 3 kilograms of botulinum toxin can kill all life from Earth. Hence, exotoxins are strongly poisonous and endotoxins are weak poisonous. They are also weakly antigenic. They are not having capacity to stimulate the immune system and to synthesize special types of antibodies. Endotoxins, like exotoxins, are toxoid, can be toxoid. Endotoxins cannot be toxoid. Why? Because they are not having such two separate components, toxoid and toxophore. That is, one component is toxic, one component is immunogenic. The whole protein polysaccharide lipid complex is toxic, hence it cannot be toxoid. And finally, gram-negative bacteria, they synthesize, they have endotoxins. So this is all about exotoxins and endotoxins. Let us have a fast comparative account of exotoxins and endotoxins. So the very first thing is exotoxins. The name itself indicates exo, outside, secreted inside, excreted outside, and then they create the effect. Endotoxins are integral component of the cell wall and they exotoxins are heat sensitive proteins, and the endotoxins are protein polysaccharide lipid complex, and they are heat stable comparatively as compared to the exotoxins. As exotoxins are excreted outside, they can be separated by filtration, but filtration of the live culture of organisms producing exotoxin is not sufficient to separate the endotoxins. The exotoxins are enzymatic in action. The action of endotoxin is non-enzymatic. Exotoxins are active only in minute dose. On the contrary, large doses of endotoxins are required for activation or for its effect. Exotoxins are strongly antigenic, and as they against it a particular antibody is produced, it can be neutralized by its specific antibody, which is called as antitoxin. Endotoxins are weakly antigenic, so no special antibody can be used or is used to neutralize. See, because of this, if there is toxemia by exotoxin, it can be passively treated by giving externally antibody endotoxic shock syndrome. For endotoxic shock syndrome, such remedy is not available. Exotoxins can be toxoided. Endotoxins cannot be toxoided because such toxophore and toxoid group is not associated with it. And lastly, exotoxins mainly are synthesized, secreted by gram-positive bacteria. Vibrio cholerae, a gram-negative bacteria, is exception. And endotoxins are synthesized mainly by gram-negative